Why do I have both of my phones over here? I have no idea why I got both of my phones. Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why, why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why. Hey, Ladybug. John might be joining us, but yeah, he working on something, but he might be joining us on the panel tonight. Hey, Jamie. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. I hope everybody's having a great and productive day. Thanks, everybody that is here. We're going to deal with part 4, but it's some new things that we discovered that I'm going to we got to address a couple of things. Let me do something for him really quick. Okay, invite ACCP. Streamer.com. What's that? RR 5Q Z 68 A 5. Yeah. All right, let me drop the link for him. I know it's late, but I know I promised my people that I was going to do it regardless. And there's a couple of things that I pointed out, and me and John pointed out that we observed that people have missed. Because everybody is stuck on certain things. And I keep telling people, don't get distracted. I keep telling, don't get distracted. But, we're not gonna be distracted because the answer is right in front of us. We're not gonna be distracted. Q V. Okay, so let me put that for him. Okay, so that's when let me get my phone and I'm gonna pin it. So whenever he gets his thing, he can join at any time. And I will see him in the background. Okay, so where's my live? There we go. Okay, so where? No, I don't want to click on my own link. I wonder, can I? It won't let me pin it. Why? It won't let me pin it. Hopefully he can catch it. If not, I'll just retype it in for him. I'll just retype it. Can't wait to hear what you have to say. Did you ever look at the picture on Don's Facebook or something in the truck? It's still driving me crazy. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm gonna have to zoom in. You talking about the red thing, Jamie? The thing, whether it's a tote or it's not a tote. You talking about that? Am I always up this late? No. Why? All right. So when he handles his business, he can hit that link and then we'll deal with that. Okay. So it's a couple of things. Sorry, y'all. We're about 6 minutes in. Okay. So it was too much information for me to put in a 30-minute video for me to upload to y'all. Okay. So what I'm going to start off with, because I know some of my people probably sleep, which is cool. But if I say I'm going to do it when I'm done doing what I'm doing, I'm going to do it. So that's fine. They can rewatch whenever they get up and they'll get the tea, the information. But so I'm going to start off with the part 4, okay, of the interview he did with Voices. And then I'm going to finish that off. But I also want to address I also want to address some things I saw today on Facebook, and then something that me and John as a team discovered. You know, and some people get so bent out of shape, you know, when people go over things and rewatch things and all of that, but you have to, because a lot of things are in the details that we miss. And people be like, oh, well, you already watched that 100 times and you still talking about this and you still talking about that. So what? Because there are things that people have missed. And because everybody don't pay close attention to detail. Everybody doesn't listen. Everybody doesn't do that. So me and John discovered some things that we want to show y'all. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that whenever he lets me know. But so I have everybody check the community board. Anybody check the community board? So if you have, I posted with a lot of Don Wells information that he's coming out with and things he's saying is coming from people telling him. Okay, Nunya. A lot of information people are telling him, you know. Let me see. Do I want to share the screen? I might have to. Yeah, fuck it. I'll share the screen. That is very true, Mary, and he has, and that's what he's doing. But a lot of people can't see through that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't, and you know what? I can't be concerned about if they see it or don't see it. Okay, this you know what? That's on them. You feel me? It really is. But I keep encouraging the people to follow the evidence. Look at what's right in front of you. You know, don't look too deep into things. Is my email right here? Hell yeah. Don't look too deep into things because you can get very distracted. Exactly, Mary. Tell them again. Tell them again, Mary. If you can't tell that line, now, like I said, we don't know if they did anything or they didn't do anything. No, we don't know that. But if you can't see that people are lying right in front of your face, I just don't know what to tell you. I can't help you. I can't. I can't. But what I am going to do is I'm going to give the information to my, okay, well, here, Queen. You're supposed to be finding, oh, there we go. I am going to give the information to the people that I need to give it to. Okay, it's loading, but it's taking all day. Okay, here we go. Let's click on this. So I emailed it so it can go on my laptop because I had it on my phone. I had things on my phone, y'all. On my phone. Okay. So this is one of the things I had on my community board. Okay, let me see if I can blow this up. Can I blow it up? I'm blow it up again. Can I blow it up again? Okay. Well, y'all can't see who it's from. Okay, now you can see it right there. So you see people. Now, I want y'all to just remember, just go back because I'm gonna take my I'm gonna take my time tonight. Don has been pushing this abduction theory. Okay. Now it's always a possibility. Okay, a small possibility, but he really is pushing it, and he's changing his responses, his statements that he's already have said. Now, a lot of the things that he's saying, people, this is what I saw on Facebook, because some told me, Queen, take your ass to Facebook. So I did. So I took my ass to Facebook, and people are just sending him suspects. They're giving him names. They are sending Don people's records, okay? People's records. And what he's doing is he's taking it and he's creating his own narrative, basically creating his own defense. Okay? So if Don Wells is guilty, they're helping someone, if he is, with his defense. Why in the hell? This is what I want to know. Why would anybody give a person, now mind you, he's not been cleared. Candus has been, nobody has been cleared. Why are people giving this man people to look at, suspects to look at, and pulling up people's records and telling it to this man? For him to then go onto YouTube and what on other people's platforms or whatever, and on his own, and create these narratives. Okay, they've been doing it from the beginning, but people are continuously feeding him this information because I guess they feel like he's innocent. I don't know, because we don't know if anybody's innocent. We don't know anything, so I want to know what they know. Because we don't know. Law enforcement hasn't said anything. They have not cleared nobody. They came out and said they have not cleared nobody. So I have no idea in God's green earth that anybody would give this man, do look for people for this person, give him these people's names, Okay, whether they did crime or not, they got out of jail, they did their time. These people could be innocent, but yet they're about to start getting harassed because of shit like this. Okay, so let me go on to the next time. Let me pull that up. So this is what they just posted. This is just one person. Okay, this is just one person. But let me just say this. Dar has a record too. So if we're looking at people all with just records, Darwell has a record too. Darwell's has a record too. Oh, let me put that back up. Darwell has a record too. So if we're just going to look at people that has records, Darwell's has a record too. Not only that, the only reason why he doesn't have any essays on his background added with the charges that he already has is because he got away with what he did to his family members. They didn't have the support that they needed from family. So in my opinion, he is no different than anybody else that they are searching and exploiting their records all over social media and giving it to this person whose daughter is missing. How sick and twisted is that? How sick and twisted is this? Now let me move on to this BS. Let me move on to this. Yeah, I'm going there tonight. I'm going there tonight. I'm going there tonight. I'm going there tonight. Because I don't understand it. I just don't. There's a 5-year-old baby missing right now. There's a 5-year-old baby missing right now. Okay, I see you. Okay. Hey, Southern Says, honey. What did Don go to jail for? Where you been, Ladybug? All his stuff been put up and talked about for a long time. All his charges was brought up. You can go back to Chris' channel. He talked about that. I think, did he pull them up? They're pulled up everywhere on YouTube. They're pulled up everywhere. Okay, John, honey. Yeah, they're pulled up everywhere on YouTube. He has a record just like these other people. Just like these other people. There's no difference in that. Scott, look at what's considered curse. You can look up Granny's record. Hey, Dancer Queen. Hi, everybody. Candus is evil. Don is more evil. Chris White said something. Someone took his wife and keys. Oh, yeah, Mary. Yeah, but see, sometimes you just got to point things out. You know what? And either they take the information or they don't. That's totally up to them. But, yeah, I was just like, because some things we've been talking about saying from the beginning. And nobody has, but John, he catches details. And when things don't make sense, let me tell y'all what I do. When things don't make sense, I'm going to leave this on because I can't see y'all. So I'm just going to leave this phone on. When things don't make sense, okay, I go back to the beginning and see where I went wrong at. Where did I lose sight at? Or there's something that I missed, okay? So I go back to the beginning because it's there. We have been asking for this 3 to 4 hour gap timeline, okay? Specifically, we've been trying to fill in this timeline, okay? But that's something me and John still working on. But yeah, we got a theory going on that. So We'll address that another time. But things just did not make sense when we was plugging in Candus and what she stated about what she was doing when she got home. All of that, it just did not make sense. Okay, it did not make sense. Okay, it just didn't. Okay, so before I address what Candus didn't make sense about, that didn't add up to me, what they were saying, it just didn't fit. It didn't fit. Okay, it didn't make sense. Who would have got up on that hill and took that baby within 10 minutes from Candus being right there and make it out the property? It just did not make any sense. Okay, it just didn't make sense. Okay, and I couldn't work with that story, because that's what it is. It's a story, in my opinion. It's a story. I couldn't work with it. So that didn't fit for me. So I went back to the beginning. And if y'all go back to my videos, okay, I've been saying, why is nobody addressing Don's 911 dispatch call? His very first statement before he went to the news media, before Don Wells went to the news media, what was his first statement to 911 dispatch? Okay? Don't forget, him and Candus called 911. Okay? But she called Don before she called 911. So just keep this in the back of your mind before I come back to it. They both called 911, but she called him first. Okay? And then he told her what to do. They both called 911. Okay? So why? And I just want y'all to just think about this. I'm about to deal with this coworker miss. So think about this. Why, after you speak to your wife, when y'all both call 911, y'all have two separate stories of what Candus was doing when Summer went missing. So I'm going to let y'all dwell on that. Okay? I'm going to let you dwell on that. Thank you, Skyzy. But why is no one addressing that? Everybody is just sticking Yes, Southern says nobody's addressing it. They are running with Candus planting flowers story. Facts, John Q, it does not make sense. We tried working with what she said, and it does not fit. But do you you know what does fit? The first statement that Don made. That's what fits. That's what fits. That's what fits. Don's first dispatch call statement that he told the police what happened. Nobody went off of that. Everybody just gravitated to Candus planting flowers in summer. Took her in the house, told her brothers to watch her. And then I went to help my mom with her braces. In 2 to 5 minutes, I go back inside. I asked her brothers where they're at. She just vanished. She's gone. Somebody must have came up here and got her. It doesn't make sense. In that time frame, could somebody actually come and get that child? And nobody see this happen. Is this logical here? No, Susan, I do not think the dispatcher messed up. We hear him. We hear what Don says, baby. The dispatcher can't mess up because you hear his voice. She couldn't have messed up. How could she mess up? She's listening to him. Why would she say Candus went for it? Matter of fact, let's pull that up. Let's pull that up. We can pull that up. We can do all that. before I even deal with that, because I'm not even finished with Candus and Dawn, okay, going from the beginning, yes, D, but see, nobody, they just blew off what Dawn said. Everybody just disregarded what he said. And they tried to make it work with what Candus said. And also Dawn switched up and started saying what Candus said. Okay, so where would Dawn have get this walk? She was not home. She left. She went for a walk. She came back. Summer was gone. Now that makes logical sense. That gives somebody plenty of space, time, and opportunity. Plenty of space and opportunity to come and get Summer. Why? Because Candus wouldn't have been there. Or if the abduction is even a possibility, because we don't really know if that's a possibility. We don't even know if that's a possibility. The abductions, 100%. We don't know. But it makes more sense. But it's not just the 911 dispatch that taps into it. But when me and him, we're going to have to do a lab and break down more deep in detail of why that also fits with some other things that we talked about. But I think that Dancing Queen, when I tell you they have been some land, like they have been land, and people been catching it. YouTube has been catching it. A lot of people have been catching it, but then you got a lot of people that that just don't see it. But I've been saying it for like the past week. Why is nobody? What about his dispatch call? Why haven't we made that a possibility of what if Candus was not home? What if she left? Nobody is even addressing it. What if Candus left? What if she left? What if she left Summer at home? What if she took Summer with her? Anybody thought about that? What if she took Summer with her? What if she took Summer with her? Yeah, yeah, she sure did. People say things for a reason. Okay, because they keep emphasizing on bears. They emphasize on why Summer wouldn't walk off. It's just people, they say things for a reason. And that's why we keep going over and over things from the beginning. From the beginning. And something just stuck out at me. And it was that dispatch call. And I couldn't let it go. I could not let it go. Because why would they have two different stories? You just got off the phone with your wife. So y'all had plenty of time to get your statement together before you call 911. You had plenty of time. So why do y'all have two different statements on where Candus was when Summer went missing? Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? That's what I really want to know. I really want to know. I already pretty much yeah. I'm gonna leave that right there for a second. Now, there's another thing that people are going around. I also made a statement on my community board. Okay, I don't want us to get distracted. We can look at the information and we can, take the information in. Okay, but ask yourself, because we got to keep an open mind. Okay, we have to keep an open mind. I always ask why. Okay, so my question is, why is Dawn consistently coming out, revising and changing statements of what he previously said and goes out your way to provide this statement from Donwell co-workers, Jamie as well. A second co-worker recorded interview with co-workers this weekend. June 15th, Don was at work, as he stated, live tomorrow with a lot of information. Now, wouldn't this be something important for the law enforcement? Like, wouldn't the law enforcement have talked to these people already? What do y'all think? When they first got there at the home, okay, because, yeah, I'm going to go there tonight. When they first got there at the home, y'all don't think after that they got their statements that they reached out to the people at his job to verify if he was at work? I just want to know. Do you think the TBI didn't do that? I just want to know. What y'all think? What do y'all think? Do y'all think TBI reached out to these people already? I'm just saying. I just want to know. Because this is how this can distract people. People can believe this. Oh, Don was for sure at work. But did we hear that from law enforcement? Did law enforcement come out and tell us Don Wells was at work? He is clear. He did nothing wrong. No, he did not. They did not come out and tell us Don was at work. What is another thing on my community wall? We discussed the sheriff himself. He came out and said, do not believe the things that are out here on social media. If you did not get that information from them, he said, if I did not come out and provide it, don't believe it. Okay? So I'm just looking at this, and I'm going to sit this shit to the side. That's what I'm going to do with this information. Because I have to ask myself, why are we going all out our way? Okay. Basically to do law enforcement work, as to talk to coworkers and get their statements and have them interviewed, as if the law enforcement hasn't already done that. I'm going to go even further. Let's say the law enforcement, because law enforcement don't go off of hearsay, right? They like to go off of evidence, right? Let me go there. They like to go off of evidence. They like to go off of proof. So do you think law enforcement is just going to take coworkers' words when they know sometimes our coworkers can lie for us? Sometimes, yeah, it happens, right? So do you think law enforcement is going to solely only take these coworkers' words for what they said and not verify by anything else? I don't think so. They might write it down, get their statements, but they're also going to, that's where all the technical information come in, the text, his car, how long was his car at work, everywhere it went, his phone, where it pinged, that's where all that come in. That's really what's going to verify. Not just a coworker statement, okay? Not just a coworker statement. Not just a coworker statement, okay? And then remember, why are we going out our way to do this? To prove what? We're just the people. We're not the people that's going to put you behind bars. We're not the people that is going to put the bracelets on your ass. So why are you going out of your way to prove this to us? We are nobody. We're just trying to find your daughter. That's all we are. We're just trying to help find your daughter. But you're going out all your way, throw out these suspects, revising everything you said in your interviews, and back to back to back. I so many different responses. I'm so fucking tired of just pointing them out at this point. I'm literally tired of pointing them out. Okay, it's that many inconsistencies. Okay, but back to what I was saying. They're not going to just take the co-worker statement. They're going to go more in depth to see for themselves, is that really true? When did Don get to work? How long did Don stay at work? When did Don Wells leave work? Okay, they're not just going to take a co-worker statement. Okay, so I don't want us to get blindsided when you see something and say, oh, yep, that's it. That's the truth. Yep, Don Wells was at work. He was at work. He didn't do it. No, he was at work. So therefore, you know what? That's it. We're going to leave it alone. He was at work. No, the police don't do that. They verify through everything, his car, his phone, everything, as well as Candus. Thank you, Dee. Thank you. They're going to do that. And that's why they're quiet. But if you pay attention, they keep telling us, stop believing shit you see on the internet. Okay? When you heard about the car being in another city, abandoned, license plates, where did that rumor start? Trace that back. They told you not true. They had to come out again and say again, stop believing. We know that's not true. If it did not come from us, don't believe it. Okay? So people are going around saying, oh, for sure, yeah, it's a fact Don was at work. This don't mean shit. This doesn't mean nothing. Somebody that work with Don, that's cool with Don, can tell you something to your blue in your face. It does not mean it's fact. It's 1,000. It's the truth. It does not mean that. Okay? And until law enforcement come out and say, yeah, Don Wells' work, he's been clear, then he's not clear. Okay? He's still a person of interest. As well as Candus, as well as Allie, as well as Hunter. They're all persons of interest. Nobody is clear. And isn't it funny? 2 months in, nobody has been cleared. What does that even tell you? Mostly, okay, what's the last case I worked on where they didn't clear people as fast as maybe a week or two? Was it Amari Nicholson? The mama was cleared real fast. They was able to prove she was where she was at real fast, right? How long did it even take for the dad? 2 months, this baby's missing, and nobody has been cleared. Nobody. Phone records to come out soon. Can't wait to get to the bottom of something. Shoot. Exactly, Justice. That's it. And every time you're sitting there waiting for the information, something pops up, or you got somebody trying to send you, oh, it's not a suspect, and it's not a suspect. But you hear from Don himself, though, and it's like, it's just, that's weird. You keep throwing this and pushing this narrative. Okay, just let the evidence talk to me. Okay, let the evidence talk to me. I want to just hear the evidence. Okay, we could talk about possibilities all day long, but let the evidence talk to me now. So they got somebody's message statement in a text, which law enforcement goes way above and beyond. So this is not stamped 1,000. This was hilarious to me, to the extent that this is gone for Don. Okay, this is what's hilarious to me. Okay. Oh, Jamie, when I tell you that TBI know a lot more, they know a lot more without a shadow of a fucking doubt. Okay? Nobody has been cleared, as the sheriff just stated, when he was telling people, stop believing all this stuff you see. And why, once again, will Don go out his way and have statements, and people talk to co-workers and, oh yeah, Don was at work. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean anything. What matters is when TBI went to talk to those co-workers, but after they talked to them, they matched everybody's statement. Soon it happened when you didn't get a chance to go and talk to everybody individually, okay, and get nobody's story straight. That's what matters, what they said when it happened, okay? And on top of all the technology that's going to back up, that has to back up what you told them. It has to. It has to. Everything you said has to back up what you told them, or you're going to be looking like you're guilty of some shit. And I'm just being honest. So this was funny, and it just shows how far this person, Don, will go. Okay? To try to prove something. What are you trying to prove? What do you have to prove? If you're innocent and you told the truth, what are you trying to prove? This does not mean you was at work, you wasn't at work. This doesn't mean that. It doesn't. You can't say he was at work for sure. Recorded, not recorded. It don't matter how you play it. If what they took does not match what he told them about when he was at work, that's going to be a whole problem for Don. If it does not match what he said. Period. So it don't matter what nobody else says. It's what the evidence, what they can prove, and what we're waiting on to come back. That's what's 1,000. That's a fact. That's what matters. Period. People lie for people all the time. Okay? People do it all the time. People clock in for other people, and people go to work, clock somebody else in like they're there and not be at work. So at the end of the day, people lie all the time. Nothing is stamped. Perfect. Okay. Are you on? This is who I've been waiting for. My buddy. My buddy, my pal, my friend. Okay. Great. So I can get off of screen share. I'll add you and I'll let you share your screen, because I didn't go no further than the 911 dispatch. Well, I guess I can knock that off. Go back to here. Oh, there you go, buddy. Okay. Stop screen. Pull. John. Make sure. Okay, there you go. There's your sound. Make sure.
Good morning, Miss Queen.
Good morning.
I see you burning the midnight oil over here.
I've been, you know what, John? I've been pissed all day about things I've seen. I really have. It's really irritated me, because it really started with one of the victims being brought up on a panel, and I just feel some type of way about SA victims being brought up and addressed by a person that allegedly assaulted them. So that already rubbed me the wrong way. And then to later on doing research, you know how we normally do, and see more things. So yeah, it really bothered me to a whole nother level. Level.
I see you're up early this morning working on it like a true investigator, because that's what it takes. Sometimes, you've got to put in the work to find where the truth is. Good morning, everybody. Just wanted to give everybody a shout out. Yeah. I know you're in the room.
Yes, I'm definitely going to add you in the title too. I didn't know for sure if you was coming on, so I'm gonna put you in the title so they'll know. when we're done later on.
Yeah, I had to get a different Ethernet cord to actually stick into the modem that goes to the computer. And
Okay.
then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I get a power light, and I said, "Okay, keep going, keep going, keep going."
It's
And
working.
I got lights, camera, and action up here. So
Good. Good.
yeah, but I fully agree with you. The start of this whole case is right at the very beginning. The truth of the matter is right at the very beginning. And when we start to investigate and get into the story past the first piece that started it, we do have the tendency to get away from what actually came out first. So you bring up an excellent point, and that's why I called you.
Yes, he did.
And I said, wait a minute, I found something, and I remember you saying something, and I couldn't put it together. And I said, let me call you first, run this past you, and then we can connect the dots. And bingo, we certainly did.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, because that 911 call, for anyone that can remember, started the story. And you have to listen to the exact words of the dispatcher in order to understand what was said to the dispatcher from the caller. Okay, so putting that on the table, Candus said she called the police. Donald said he called the police. Okay, let's stop right there. So right now we've got 2 calls to the police, 2 911 emergency calls regarding a missing child. And so when they come back out, we should hear them say, we've gotten 2 911 calls for a missing child. Does that make sense? If it does, then we should hear about 2 911 calls. Right now, we have only 1 911 call, and it appears to be have been made by Donald from wherever Donald was. Okay, so if I can go to screen share,
Yes.
and we can go to work.
Yeah, let's go work. Y'all hang in there. I mean, y'all, we been working. We've been working.
Like
and
we
some
always
people,
do.
they think we crazy. Why y'all keep talking about the same thing and bashing them? No, it's not bashing them. This is what people do. You go over their statements, find the inconsistencies, because the truth is somewhere. The baby was last with these parents.
That's
What
right.
better else to start but these parents? I don't know no other better place.
Exactly. Okay, I've got it plugged in.
All righty. Here we go. Okay, there you go.
Okay. Okay, we're going to cover it right from the beginning and see what the news media had released regarding the 911 call.
The radio scanner traffic from emergency dispatchers the night Summer Wells disappeared. Take a listen.
Being around for 110, 110 Ben Hill Road off of Beach Creek should be the first residence on your right. Reference to a missing 4-year-old. The parents have called in and advised that the mother had went for a walk, came home. Now they can't find her. They've been yelling for her. She's been gone for about 10 minutes now.
Again, audio from police scanner traffic that evening. Dispatchers referenced Summer Wells as a 4-year-old. We now heard that correction the following day that, in fact, she is 5 years old.
Okay, so they made the correction from 4 years old to 5. However,
no, we're just pointing out things that people overlooked, not paying attention to, and missed. And there is something that nobody has caught that John has caught, and yeah, that we looked into. But we'll get into that soon.
okay, so here we have the word for word 911 call that was taken by police dispatch to say that the parents have called in, advised that the mother had went for a walk, came home, and now they can't find her. They have been yelling for her, and she has been gone for about 10 minutes now. Do you remember this 911 call? I'm sure you do. She went for a walk.
Oh, Lee, she caught that. She caught what I was looking at. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So was this two separate calls, or was this one call with both of them together?
Well, this is what the news is reporting. So if the news had to make a correction on the age, they may have made other corrections as well. So let's double check this, as we always do. I'm going to come out of screen share and load up the next one. And this is how we do our research. Let me just find it. Oh. I got to go back into my panel here.
Yeah, see, the thing is, Tay, that people are going off of nobody's starting from the beginning, going off of what they said happened at first. A lot of people are jumping to the planting of the flowers, and grandma and Candus and Summer planted flowers. Then she went in, got a piece. Well, she got a piece of candy from grandma, went inside with the brothers. And then when she went back to grandma, helped her with a brace, went back between 2 to 5 or 2 to 10. She said a couple of those numbers. Then she vanished. Nobody has addressed it that I've seen from the original 911 call from there on. Everybody has ran with Summer being at the house with Candus, going inside. Nobody is really addressing what Don said, what Don told 911 dispatch.
Exactly. And I'm just, I found the one I wanted to share because this came from one of the content creators that I'm in touch with. Does pretty good at getting the full
story. Sounds the exact same from all of them suspect
information. So when you're ready.
Oh shit. Okay.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Now this is from Chasing Truth, one of the content creators that I've been in contact with regarding the case. And I want you to listen to this 911 call again. You may find it's slightly different because it's coming directly from radio dispatch.
Yeah, let's go.
You say when you got the original call that mom went on a run and when she came back that Sandra was gone?
That's what the father advised. He's at work about an hour away, trying to make his way home.
Careful.
I'm going to play that one more time, and then we'll get into the words.
335.
When you got the original call, the mom went on a run, and the daughter was gone. 10-4, that's what the father advised. That's how this call was broken down.
You say when you got the original call that mom went on a run and when she came back that Sandra was gone?
That's what the father advised. He's at work about an hour away, trying to make his way home.
Now you heard the original dispatched call. So what does that tell you? It tells you that Donald made that 911 call because that's what the father advised, and that the mom went for a run. The mom went for a run. What picture do you have in your head when you hear those words?
Yes. I'm sorry.
What picture? Yeah, no, that's okay. What picture do you hold in your mind when you hear somebody went on a run? And we'll just wait for the chat to respond because that's how we work. Yeah, that's how we work. Okay. Nan says errands. Anybody else?
Oh, okay. I see it now.
Nan says errands. Leanne Ferguson says jogging, typically, but in this case, yeah.
So the sad said drug run.
No, you had to throw some flavor up in that, right? Yeah. And so when we understand, yeah, go ahead.
Read Jenny's.
Yeah. Let's see what we got.
That's something we talked about personally.
Went in their car somewhere. Very good, Jenny. They went somewhere like errands. Okay, Tay. Errands. Nene says guilty of something. A waitress says store or going to the store. DB says jog first, then errands after we saw her. Tay says we know Candus was not running.
She was driving, most likely.
Exactly. So what does that tell you now? That the mother went for a run, and so we can convert that run to an errand, or that she was leaving to go someplace like an errand. What does it tell you Candus did? What does it tell you she did? Yeah, we like people to think up in here.
Yeah.
Drug run.
When you talk, everybody don't get it.
Jenny says, yeah, she left. She left. That's what an errand is. That's what a run is. Which means if we put everything together as to where she left, it's saying that she left the residence. She left the residence.
That's exactly what it says. Means.
And that's what the 911 call really reveals, is that when the call was made, it was received by Donald. That's what the father had advised. And that the mom was on a run. And that the child was missing.
So let me ask you this. Why, John, dear John?
Yes.
Why do you think everybody started from when she went missing from the house and not, they got hung up on that and not the 911 dispatch?
And that's a great question, because when I first came across the story was already in motion several weeks when I got to it. I was working on the Cash Gernon case at that time, and I wasn't going to touch this story at all. And my emails started coming in from folks directing me to look into the Summer Wells case. And I said, well, right now I've got my hands into the Cash Gernon case, where I was working on lives and really putting together the information as what I wanted to do with the presentation. They kept coming in for at least several days after that. I've got notifications through the YouTube in reference to the same thing. So I said, well, let me see what everybody's talking about, And so when I came to it, I came into it with the story already full blown, the searches that were going on and everything. So I just started following it from that point, and then began to look at areas where I felt that I could make a contribution. So even me, I didn't even really connect with the 911 call because the story started heating up regarding the search, the parents being interviewed and things of that nature. So I went from there. But as you said, going back, you can really learn a whole lot as to how the story unfolded, point of origin, if you will. Yes. And listening to the 911 call, we can now begin to identify who made the call, the location, and what was going on during the time of the call. And if mom said that she went for a run or an errand, she was leaving or had left for some strange reason, then came back to find her daughter missing. And then I started picking it up from there. That's when I called you and I said, wait a minute, what I'm listening to, I was listening to Chris McDonough's interview, going over his interview with Candus at the watering hole, as to what she did specifically when she was at home. And then there was a part in the interview at 15.25 on the timestamp, all the way to 15.56. It was 31 seconds of a piece of dialogue that I had caught Candus in a lie. And that's what made me, that's what spun my head. And then I thought of you because I remember you saying something, but I couldn't put my finger on it. And then I said, let me call you, let me run this by you. And then you automatically connected the 911 call to what we actually talked about it. And it clicks like magic.
It fits. It fits perfect.
Yeah.
So True Sleuth said, before we move on, True Sleuth said she left. Did the child go with her? Interesting.
Oh, now you're going to work now. You got a room going to work tonight. Okay.
Hey, they went there and we was already gonna go.
You got a room that goes to work. I hear you. Yeah, it makes you go, you follow that train of thought. Well, if she left, did she take Summer with her? Did she take Summer with her?
Read Southern Sad Statement, John.
This would explain the several hours of unexplained time. Oh, yeah.
We were just talking about that.
Because it does affect the timeline dramatically.
Hours missing.
And we're only talking about a 3-hour window from the time they got back, so to speak. This was after 3 o'clock. We have to put it, I put it at 3:15. About 3:15, all the way to 6:30 when the 911 call was made. So we've got a 3-hour window here to begin covering time gaps at home, at the resident, in regards to all the activities. And this is what Chris was actually working on when he did that interview there at the resident. I want you to cover everything with me. I want you to walk me through. Then what did you do? Walk me through. Then what did you do? Over and over and over without getting any resistance from Candus, because if there was at some point in the interview, there was some resistance there. So he had to redirect the conversation, talk about the dogs, talk about the swing, talk about the flowers, the little toys that Summer played with, just to begin gaining rapport with Candus so that she could let him continue his interview and, allow him to find out what he went there to find out. Where she was reluctant was actually in the house. because that's where he got the most reluctance.
Yes.
But he was able to break through all of her resistance with rapport. He went back to the animals, and then he slowly but surely followed her in the house, and she didn't resist, so he was already there.
Exactly.
And it was brilliant.
Yes, it was. It really, really was. But yeah, and
So,
then those news media stories came out, and it just started from them explaining why, planting flowers, and that's where people got started from and got a little stuck there, and we were trying to piece it together from there, but it never fit.
right.
It didn't fit, and it didn't make sense. No matter which way we tried to piece it together, it just never fit. So yeah, we went back to the drawing board.
Yeah, it's always good to go back.
Mm-hmm.
Always good to go back. So I'm going to share with you the lie.
Y'all get ready for this. It's epic.
I'm
I was
I'm going to
screaming on
share
the
with you
phone.
the lie that Candus told.
I was screaming.
Okay, so we pick it up from here during the interview with Chris McDonough and Candus. And I went through this a number of times. I'm looking for certain things. I'm listening for certain things. I'm looking for the animals in certain locations. I'm looking at the yard. I'm looking at the items in the yard. I'm studying the terrain. But at the same time, too, listening to the dialogue, you begin to really hone in and pick up exactly what people are talking about. Sometimes, just sometimes, when you speak to people, you may say one thing and they take it in an entirely different way. And I'm sure during the course of everyone who's in this chat room, listening to the sound of my voice and listening to Miss Queen's voice, we could say things in a certain way that clicks in your mind. And then you could go to another channel, they could cover the information, and you may not be able to grab it. And it's just how people relate to one another and how they mean what they say in the words they use with each other that makes either you have a meaningful communication and you're understood, or you have a miscommunication and then you're misunderstood. And so looking at this particular clip that I'm going to play for you, I picked up on something. I didn't catch it the first time because I was looking at something. I didn't catch it the second time because I was paying attention to something else that I was looking for. So my mind wasn't activated to actually listen to the dialogue. But now I want you to listen to it because you're going to pick it up too. All right. So we're going to pick it up here. Candace's andon is over where the camper is, her mom's camper. They're talking about the flowers and the pottery and the little toys inside the flower pottery. And then I want you to pay careful attention to what Candus says to Chris as they turn and approach the resident. Pay careful attention. I'm going to try to see if I can get the volume up as high as I can. Okay. All right. Here we go. The lie that John Q caught tonight.
Epic.
And she took the rocks that we've gotten from different gem mines when we went up to Gatlinburg and stuff.
Okay.
And she's the one that spreaded all the rocks around in here. And then she put her puppies in here. She wanted to chase in there,
Okay.
That was cool.
Where are those puppies now?
What do you mean?
Oh, the little puppies, her ruins.
Yeah, these little.
Oh, yeah, those little guys. That's
Nope.
police one.
Yep, that's Chase. He's always on the case.
Okay. Okay.
We
Oh, I see another one over here.
She put him in there. Yep, you're on the cactus.
Okay. Don't take those out, okay?
No, leave them right there.
I know.
Then we went in my mom's way. We can't get in there.
Yeah, that's fine. We're in
We
there.
went in and got some candy and stuff. She gets from grandma.
Okay.
And I said, well, I'm going to go back over to the house. She wanted to go back, so I said I'd go back,
Okay.
And I brought her. I literally walked over to here. Like, literally walked right to here where I could see the boys and on the kitchen table.
Got him.
And I watched her walk in there. And afterwards, when she was already in there, I walked over. I said, "Quiet." And he looked at me and I said, "Watch this. I'll be right back." And that's when I walked back over to my mom's.
Okay.
And I was fixing her brace and stuff like that. And I said, "Well, Mom, I got to go back over with the kids." And that's when I come back up into the house.
Okay.
With the boys.
Okay.
And that's what she did what? And that's when she did what? What did she say?
I ain't gonna say nothing. Let them catch it.
Okay. 40 people up in the chat. Make sure you hit the like button. Hit it hard. Hit it twice. I walked in with the boys. Wanderlust, you hit it.
Right on the nail.
Tay came back with the boys. Truth, Sleuth with the boys. That's right. How could she do that if she already had walked away telling them in the house to watch Summer? How could she have possibly walked back with the boys when she walked away from them telling them to watch Summer in the house? You can't do that. Right. You see, Southern Sass, the boys was already in the house. Correct. So how could she be walking back with them? And this is deception.
Very much so.
And then you have to think back in your mind, how many times have you watched the interview and you didn't catch it?
Exactly. But we were trying to piece it together, just couldn't. We was missing something.
Exactly.
We just had to keep watching.
Exactly. Exactly. And so here, I'm sure that Chris picked it up because there was a moment of silence. The moment after she said what she said, listen to the silence here.
You walked into the house.
I walked into here. Get up. I walked in here and them three were set.
You see, when you know you got caught in something, such as what she just got caught in, because I'm sure Chris picked up on it.
Oh, yeah.
She went quiet. She just turned and walked away up until Chris said, and so you walked in here. And then she kept walking. And I bet you she bit both her lips up and down. Oh, Lord, I hope he didn't hear what I just got finished saying. Wow. She's sweating bullets right now.
Oh, yeah.
So I wanted to share that part of the walkthrough. We've already seen her take Chris down the steps. We already seen where she admitted that she didn't know whether the door was locked or not. We've already heard that Donald said that the door was unlocked, that he used to curse at the boys because they always left the door open. And so that house has got full access from the basement, and I wouldn't be surprised if the front door wasn't locked either. Because Grandma, I'm sure, from time to time, she would come from her camper and come walking in the house when, hey, dinner time was served. They're living up there all by themselves, so they wouldn't really have a need to lock all the doors, not unless everybody was coming off the property, and they wouldn't be back for quite some time. That's a good time to lock all your doors. Let me see where else I wanted to go with this.
You know what I would love to hear while you doing it? I would love to hear how that 911 dispatch is going to be revised? How's it going to be changed? No, that's going
Well, well, TBI is not going to change it. I mean, it's already been
no.
recorded.
I mean,
But you mean how they're going to spin the narrative on it?
oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's going to be lovely to see. And Chris is going to eat it up.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a look and reading body language once again, I just wanted to bring this to your attention
Sorry.
in regards to Chris questioning her, the activities at the house where they shared their thoughts about what had happened here at the swimming pool, at the swimming hole. So now the house is taken out of the picture. We've changed the scenery in the background. It's at a different location. Here's what Candus explained to Chris as to what happened when they were at home.
I might have to put it back up. It's not moving, and I don't hear it. You hear me, John? John.
To where I could literally see her walk to my doorstep.
John, it's stuck. We can't see it. It's still on her coming in the house from with that's all I'm trying to
my
tell you.
bad, my bad. I
Good.
did it. Okay.
You okay?
Oh, I forgot to take it off. And then rechannel it. My bad.
You good?
You see how exciting it is to do screen share?
Yeah, it's so exciting.
Get things all lined up here. All right, so we're going to the swimming hole part. Sorry about that.
You are fine. All right, there we go. Yes, it happens all the time.
Yeah, definitely. But when you keep doing things over and over and over, you get good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Donald and Candus are trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I want you to pay attention to how she tells Chris how Summer went into the house. Now, when they were at the house, she literally told Chris that she walked Summer to the front door and saw her go in from there, telling the boys, "Watch your sister." But watch what she tells Chris as to how Summer went into the house. It's doing a little buffering. Oh,
Chatting around.
Yeah, just chat pretty much. Me and Mom drank Mountain Dew.
Okay.
That's what we did. We drank Mountain Dew. Yep. And this summer we got done. We washed our hands real quick. Went in Grandma's house, and she has Grandma. She always does. Of course, Grandma gives it to her.
Sure.
And she wanted a piece of candy, so Grandma gave it to her. We went to her, 5-10 minutes maybe at the most. And she was, "Mom, I want to go back to the house with brothers." I was like, "All right." So I got up and I walked her back across to where I could literally see her walking to my door.
I walked her back across to where I can literally see her walk into the doorstep. But yet that's not what she said when they were actually at the house.
Yep.
Her body language is very funny here at the swimming hole. She's got a lot of animation going on. Chris has got direct eye contact on her, but you'll notice her eye contact on him while she's trying to explain and remember what happened to Summer that day. And it's quite extraordinary to look at, because if you were standing in front of Candus and she was telling you all of the events as to how her day was and what happened, and she was looking more to the left and breaking eye contact with you, what would you think she was doing?
Lying.
Front door, back door.
No, I don't know. Door, but I don't really consistent.
Which door is it? Yeah, in the pictures I see it's the door around the bottom, the back.
Not the. I call it the kitchen door. I call it. And she walked in there, and there's a scaffolding that we have for steps, the yellow or black scaffolding we have for steps. Okay. And I put my hand on the scaffold. I said, "Boys, watch Summer. I'll be right back." And I had to go over and help Mom. She was still sitting over there, and I had to go and get her knee brace and fix it for her. It took me like 5 minutes. Maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not a time person. Never have.
Okay.
And next thing I know, I said, "Mom, I'm going back over with the kids, chill and hang out, whatever." And I freaking asked her brother, "Well, where'd your sister go?" She was just right here with you. But she wanted to go play with her toys downstairs, Mom. I said, "That's where our room is. That's where her toys are."
Okay.
And after about a second, I didn't hear nothing down there. I was like, "You sure she went downstairs?" They're like, "Yeah, Mom, she went downstairs."
Okay.
And my boys do not lie to me. So I'm these my stairs.
Have you noticed she says her boys do not lie to her? Which one of the three boys actually answered her, if any of them did?
Yeah, she left that out.
You see? Exactly. So she's including all three boys, giving her the answer that Summer's downstairs playing with the toys, rather than one of the boys giving her the attention regarding the question she asked to answer that question. You see, it doesn't make all sense for all three of them to give her an answer, but she includes all three just to let Chris know that they won't lie to her, any of them. But let's continue.
My husband calls it it's not really a bar. I call it a mess. We built it over the staircase. I guess you could call it a bar, but it's not really a bar because we don't drink that much. So, but it was like where we put our TV stand, stuff like that. And I walked around because that's where the steps are hidden up underneath there. And I said, "Summer," and she didn't answer me. I said, "Summer, are you down there?" And she didn't answer me. So I ran down the stairs pretty much. I was freaking out. I was like, "Why is she not answering me?" And I looked I went, couldn't find her nowhere.
Okay. And then what happened?
She was just gone.
Okay.
She was just gone. And nowhere. And
Now, when you hear the word "she was just gone," what runs through your mind? In what way does the word "gone" mean to you? Let's see how many people have the same answer.
Yeah.
What way does the word "gone" mean to you? Okay, Nan says died. She was just gone. What does that mean to you? Truth Sleuth says dead. We only got two answers, and the room's got 37 people. Everybody else is asleep. Okay, Leanne says not here. She goes downstairs backwards. How she ran downstairs. Okay. Natasha says hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Candus is telling us she was just gone. What runs through your mind as to how you're understanding her saying that? Out of sight? Interesting. Interesting. And you see how words affect people? Sometimes you can say one word and it could mean something entirely different to the next person.
Mm-hmm.
That was my point in bringing that up. But watching her body language, trying to explain this to Chris, and he hasn't moved. He is rock solid. He's got full eye contact on her, and she is just as animated as everything else to try to explain what happened to Summer.
I wouldn't like to know what was going through Chris' head at this moment.
I mean, looking at Chris, read his body language. Read his body language. You know, he's probably standing there saying, "Really? You full of crap." She was just gone. Really?
Kids don't just vanish like it.
And that's the way he's looking at her. Like, huh? Really? Let's continue.
I started tracing the property. I sent my boys down through the. Well, we live on a hill, so it was down in the. I sent them out through there looking. They still didn't find her, and they said no. So I ran over and I freaked out. I called Ronnie because that's what I do automatically.
Now, she sent the boys down to the creek. Now, the creek is down below the house near Beach Creek Road, down where that shed is. The shed that I spoke about last night on last night's live, the one that we've been talking about covering the case. So that's where the boys went to look for Summer. Okay. So now, what does she do? She gets ready to call Don.
Yeah,
You called Don.
I called Donnie. I said, I cannot find Summer. Come home now. He's like, call the cops. So I threw my phone down. I just picked up, ran to mom, picked up her, the old shelter is AT&T. I said, I cannot find her. And they said, well, I was standing there.
Right.
I cannot find my daughter. Now, where in the 911 call does it say that from our earlier review? I cannot find my daughter. You notice she left something out, which was the rest of the 911 call about her taking a walk or being on a run. And then she couldn't find her daughter. So she is omitting certain pieces of information in front of Chris. Therefore, she's being less forthcoming with Chris than she was during the 911 call. Because Summer had been missing for 10 minutes already.
Yes, she was.
I jumped in my mom's truck and I went down the driveway as fast as I could. I went everywhere I could possibly think, every road.
I went down the driveway as fast as I could. Now, we could think of her doing that on foot. We could think of her doing that in a vehicle, but she never tells Chris how she did it or what she used to do it. But Chris is following her because she's going to slip up again.
I didn't see no cars. I didn't see nobody at all. And I was like flipping out. Like, I was a hot mess to call it.
So this puts Candus off the property. And this is a red flag.
Yes, it does.
This officially puts Candus off the property. So now, 911 call comes from Donald, as Donald had advised 911. The mother was on a run. They have a missing 4-year-old, which was corrected to a 5-year-old. They needed assistance. Candus, on the other hand, and mom being there with the boys on the property, talking to Chris, let's just say, let's go back to that part, lying to Chris,
Lying
to Chris, and I know he caught that. It kind of says something else. And the something else it says is that Candus left that property most definitely, without a doubt. When she told the boys to watch the sister in the house, I'll be right back, she was leaving the property then. Now, if she used her mother's truck or even Donald's truck that she threw the phone in the back of to leave to do her errand, the trucks make a lot of noise when you start them up. These are big 4x4s that handle rugged terrain, hilly terrain, thick terrain, such as the place that they live. So now she's backing up to leave. And let's say Summer does go downstairs to play with her toys. And here's that truck in the back now before she does pull out, opens that door, sees her mother in the truck getting ready to pull off, and her mother notices that that door opened and sees Summer. Wouldn't it be a great opportunity to say, you want to come with mommy to the store?
Yes, it would.
And do you think Summer would have went?
Yes, she would.
And hence, that would be what I would call as a soft, subtle abduction right there.
Yes, it would. And even just Candus being gone for that walk, coming back to find out something was gone, that opens up completely the abduction theory. That's
exactly.
That fits her leaving Summer there, somebody come and get her, or she took Summer with her and never brought her back.
Exactly.
Either or fits perfectly.
A whole lot better than some stranger, as the story started with them during the interview telling the reporter, and Donald offered the abduction theory. All she says is that I just believe that somebody came up there and snatched her up and took her and went someplace with her. Donald was the one to use the hard word called I believe they abducted her. Somebody abducted her and they took her far, far away. And the only time we'll see her again is at the resurrection. These are words that these folks are using. Donald uses more finality words, the end, so to speak, than Candus does.
Mm-hmm.
And hence we have this narrative of today with a stranger abduction coming from their part, and we're starting to blow that stranger abduction, obliterate it on our side.
Yes.
And then we get to listen to the dialogue to find out what kind of an abduction it is. And this is just a theory in motion right now that Miss Queen and I are working on, because listening to this theory and connecting the dots as Candus is telling Chris what she did makes more sense than what she told the news reporters.
It does. We know for a fact from what we've heard by Don that she left that property before Summer was reported missing.
Mm-hmm. And whatever happened when they got off that property, however long she took before she came back, that's part of the mystery now.
Mm-hmm.
What really happened to Summer? And if Candus took her off the property when she went to take that errand at that time, where did she take her?
Yep.
And then what happened to her for the reason for her not bringing her back?
Quick question.
Yeah.
While we're right here.
Yes.
Dear John. So let's go ahead and add in the extraness from Don Wells running his mouth too much. Okay. Adding in that all three of their phones had deleted messages from 3:30 on from the rest of the day. Correct? 3:30 on
Yes.
from Don's phone, from Candus' phone, from Grandma's phone. So what was it about 3:30?
And that's a very good question, because that begins the mysterious timeline that we are looking for answers for before that 911 call. Could a lot of these different activities that Candus is telling Chris right now have happened? Yeah. I'm not gonna put it past it. I believe that she's leaving out the liar that Candus seems to be is that she's leaving out certain things more so than telling certain things. And this is her line of deception. If I don't tell you, you don't know. But if I'm acting like I'm telling you, then that's what I want you to know. This is the kind of deception that you have to look for. And Chris is good at picking it up, because if you notice his body language in the interview, he is steadfast. He hasn't moved too much. He holds his ground, and he is focused on eye contact because he's watching her move all around him. She's very animated. She's looking away from him while she's explaining the story. So he's picking up a lot of nuances of deception here. She's telling him the story, leaving out the main parts of the story. And this is where he comes in and counteracts with her to fine tune certain things. And you'll see him do it in a moment. But yeah, for the 3 hours that's missing, that's what Chris is looking to fill in. And it's strange that when they stated that they got their phones back, they didn't check the phones to find out about the missing data almost 2 weeks later. You mean to tell me when you got your phones back, you didn't look at them right away to see if, your contacts were there, your text messages were there, your most recent calls that came in while the phone was away from you? You didn't check your phone?
We just boo-boo the fool.
Up until a week and a half to 2 weeks later, and then you found out that there was missing information on your phone from 3:30 on.
The perfect time where our timeline has a blank.
Yeah, when Summer's missing.
How convenient.
Very.
How convenient.
Very, but that tells us that TBI is looking and is working diligently to get their forensic data in place, because that forensic data that they sent out to the FBI, the BAU, for forensic analysis, when that comes back, and it should be back very soon, very shortly, that's going to blow this story up. I believe it is.
Oh
I
my God.
truly believe it is. And
Yeah.
they're going to have to answer to a lot of questions that they left out.
Yep.
A lot of answers, because they took 4 main phones that we know of.
Yes.
They took Candus's phone, like you said in the beginning of the live. They took Donald's phone. They took Grandma's phone. They took Hunter's phone. You see, those are the 4 main phones that develop and create the timeline of what happened on the 15th. And once they're done with that data and find out location, find out all the cameras that they passed, and all witnesses that may have been working that day at the stores, because there were 8 stops outside of Hunter's stop. And we don't know if Allison has got a camera, but I doubt that very much. Then they'll be able to tie in video along with the cell phone data at the same time, and then go back to their statements, and then they'll have what they need in reference to their story.
Yes.
And I believe they're going to blow it apart.
Yes. Completely. And you know what? That's going to lead them to that child, wherever she is.
Exactly. But now you have to also consider the other people that they were engaged with on the property. Hunter did go into some detail as to, there was a Billy up there, who was on the property. There was somebody up there on the property when Candus got that call from Donald, the one that Hunter had told Chris about. He was up there for about a week or two. Okay, and there was some beeping going on during that interview, so I believe Hunter was giving up somebody's name. So they got to look into the possibility of a stranger abduction. You got some weird people up here. The folks that Donald brought up, his co-worker at the job, they're going to check him out.
Look.
The druggies. The druggies around the corner, that live down around the corner from their house. The guy, Jackie Dobbs, that supposedly had the red truck that lives right off of Beach Creek Road and Ben Hill Road, right there on the corner.
But hold on. And we supposed to believe these statements?
Yeah.
These text messages from these co-workers that he says he's had to fire, 5 for drugs? We supposed to believe that and put a stamp on it? Yes, Don Will was at work that day. What?
Exactly.
No.
So these are the statements that they're going to match up from all these people now, because they have to include them in the abduction theory. Along with checking Candus's story, Donald's story. Grandma is in the dark, so whatever she's saying to them, that may be the wild card. That may be part of the wild card. I believe the real wild card may even come from her 3 boys.
Yeah, because we don't know what they told law enforcement.
Exactly. You see, they tried to do something. If there was an accident, they tried to do something to prevent that story from coming out, which would most likely jeopardize their relationship, their parental responsibility to the boys. So they didn't want to offer up, right away what happened, even if it was an accident, because it would make them neglectful parents. If you allowed this to happen to one child, what's to say the other children wouldn't be in jeopardy of the same thing?
Exactly.
And then taking a look at where they live, how they live, and a lot of things get taken into consideration, especially when you're dealing with CPS.
Yeah.
So they try to do something to prevent something from happening, but by them doing it, caused it to happen.
Exactly.
So they don't have their 3 boys. They don't have Summer Wells. They just have Donald and Candus. Grandma went to Wisconsin, supposedly. Who knows? She might be in Georgia. She might be in Florida. Who knows?
Right.
We really don't know for sure where she went. All we do know is that she's not there.
Yeah.
So we find all these different pieces interesting. Very interesting. But let's see what Candus tells Don, because I think he's going to begin fine-tuning. I think he's going to let Candus know that, hey, I'm on to you. I'm not here to beat you up. He's going to try to take some of the heat off of her to try to really connect with her. And I like the way he does this.
Okay.
It makes no sense. The only thing that can come to mind is that snuck up there and that just my baby girl.
What are the odds of that?
What are the odds of that?
From your perspective?
It happens all the time, all the way around the world.
I'm not questioning that it happens. I'm just asking you from your perspective, in your property, living up there as long as you have, Candus, right? What are the odds that happened? Take a guess.
50-50.
Okay. What would be the 50% that it didn't happen? What are the other possibilities?
I have no idea.
Okay. Could she have walked away and fallen?
Knowing my daughter?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Okay.
No.
Okay. What's in your heart today in terms of what gives you hope and what do you hold on to? I mean, you've been around the block a couple of weekends, okay? I mean, so have I. And I think what you're telling me here, I have no reason to disagree with you. You know what I mean? I mean, there's going to be a lot of he said, she said, and you know, and I know, no matter what,
In my heart, I believe. Now, this is just the way I feel.
I respect that. Totally respect
I
that.
feel that somebody has got her hid out somewhere.
Okay.
And is keeping her away from us.
Help me understand why that's in your heart.
Okay, first off, I didn't know how many sex offenders lived around me that were only 8 minutes from my property.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Right.
And another, my daughter never goes out into the woods because we taught her there's dangerous snakes, there's bears, there's packs of dogs, there's coyotes, there's everything out there in the woods. We even taught my boys that.
Okay.
And I have never stressed that enough. I tell her that every day.
Right.
And she would never ever go anywhere than that swing that's on that tree.
Okay. Tell me about that swing. Is that her favorite? I love those videos you put up showing her just having an absolute blast. That's it, blast. You know. What about?
Now you see the rapport that Chris is having with Candus, having her relax and explain her story. But now comes the question about the phone call that she received from Donald, the one that Hunter asked her about. Watch her expression and then watch her body language once again. And you'll begin to see a dramatic change in her demeanor.
Oh, what about this call, allegedly, that Hunter says came in? Well, he was a call that Dawn made to you while you were in line at the prescription. Did that happen?
He called me and asked how everything was going.
Okay.
And how soon we were be home.
Okay. Hunter relates that he mentioned to you that Dawn had said somebody around the property. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry to say, but that's a bunch of bullshit.
Okay. All right. Okay. So where is?
I don't really get upset for when something like that.
Here's the good news. Okay. This is your daughter.
I know where my husband was.
Okay. But you have every reason. Don't apologize.
No, I'm just.
Okay.
Don't apologize. Me so mad that,
the fact that you're wearing mom patrol.
That somebody in there. Why?
People lie.
To law enforcement, to everybody. It makes me so mad that it makes my blood boil.
Right.
So flat out, she's calling Hunter a liar. Mm-hmm. And then you have to go back and ask yourself, well, why would Hunter say something like that? Mm-hmm. Out of all the things that he could have mentioned to Chris during the interview, why would Hunter say that he asked Candus, who was that on the phone? Candus says it's Donald. And then Hunter says, well, what did he want? And he or she tells him that there was somebody on the property, their property, up there touching kids. So you have to say, well, what would Hunter gain by coming up with a story like that to tell Chris during the interview? And if Donald did call, was it about what Hunter told Chris? Well, Candus obviously flat out denies it. Said, look, he just called to check up on me and, asked me where I was, and that was it. So she omits anything that she may have told Hunter that Hunter then told Chris. So we've got a big red flag here. We've got two stories in opposition of each other, but they will come back once everything is on the table, the forensic for the phone, the video cameras from the stores, the pings along the way, because they use their phone constantly and they will track every place that they've been, all calls and texts that were made that day, and they'll be able to put the timeline and tie in the information at the same time. That's why it's taking so long for just that thing to occur. At the same time, you have to find Summer. Where could she be? How could this? So they're digging at both these things simultaneously to bring them together. And that's the package that we're waiting for them to deliver.
Yes. And it doesn't matter with them having deleted messages. They can still find out what those messages were.
Yeah, if they were using any kind of like Messenger, Facebook, being a Fortune 500 company, all of those messages would be stored on a cloud. And then you have the FBI involved in this. They could go in with a search warrant and get the information that they need from Facebook that has this information on their cloud. Anytime we use any kind of social media, whether it be YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, and all that information being posted on your account goes into a cloud. This way, if you lose your data, you lose your password, they have a recovery system always put in place just in case of lost data or a way that you lost your way to that data. It is always stored. So they think just by removing it from their phones, the network has got it on a cloud. If you're on Messenger, Facebook has got it on a cloud. If they use an independent app like WhatsApp or Snapchat, they have it on a cloud. These folks don't know anything about cloud data storage. That's for sure.
She disappears. What are the possibilities in your mind? I know what your heart's saying. Your heart's saying she's with somebody right now. How would we know how to connect that dot? You and me.
Well, like, for instance, that Dobbs guy that was supposed to be camping across at my neighbor's house.
Right.
He was there that same time. And then Tony Hammonds, whoever the hell he is, he was down through there.
Who was there when you got home?
There was nobody there. There was my mom mentioned the blue van across the neighbor's house, but I just figured she had company.
Okay.
I didn't know about that was the guy that was trying to move in there. I didn't know.
Okay.
And so I didn't think nothing. I just figured it was neighbors. I had visitors.
Okay.
I didn't think nothing about that. I gotta stop. I can't do no more. I gotta have a cigarette. Sorry.
Light it up.
I just don't.
Light it up.
I don't want.
No, go blow it. Go.
Yeah, Candus needs a cigarette now.
Mm-hmm.
She needs a cigarette now. Says, "Oh man, I'm stretching myself by blaming the neighbors and all this other stuff, And that's one thing, when you're being less than honest with people, you start looking for ways to point the finger in the opposite direction and start throwing other items and other people under the bus."
Yes.
So I wanted to share just a little. I wanted to share that that little item here on your channel here tonight or this morning. This morning is better than saying night, even though it's still dark out. But yeah, tying these pieces together, connecting the dots, taking a look at a new theory as to say whether Candus may be responsible for Summer Wells going missing. When you start to begin to take a look at the dynamics of the story, it is possible. It is possible. Did she have the opportunity? Yes. What was her motivation? That's still being sought out.
Exactly.
What's the gain? Who knows? There could be a debt gain here. These folks could be in so much debt or in associative relationships with people that they owe money to, And these people talk, you know how money talks and BS walks.
Mm-hmm.
So
And don't forget, we brought up the
I think
911 dispatch.
I think DB threw something in the chat. I like the way DB thinks, because she gets to a specific point to say, was Summer Wells used as collateral towards a debt that Donald and Candus possibly owes, and owes it to the wrong people?
Yep.
Who's to say somebody says, well, look, I want my money. If you don't give me my money, I'm going to take something of value of yours. And what's the biggest motivator in the world to try to get somebody their money? People use love. That which you love, I will take. And they decided to take a child.
Yeah. And yeah. And all you see is them controlling the narrative, especially Don.
Yes.
Controlling the narrative. He wants us to look at something specific. And every day you'll see him pushing and pushing. And whenever somebody pushes that hard, keep all your eyes open. Look in the other direction too.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is a diversion for real.
Exactly. I like the way you think, Miss Queen. You know how to tie in the loose ends and the tight ends and the ends that haven't even come together. You take your time, you pace yourself. And if it gets overwhelming or confusing, you say, wait a minute, let me start all over again. Let me back up.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm going too fast. Maybe I want something far. Let's just say I want something bad enough that may be the wrong answer. Let me just double check. So I do admire your work ethic on this case.
Well, thank you. I admire you, because I know I just like to break everything down. When things don't fit, I sit it to the side. I'll try to piece it back later. When it did not fit, no matter what, all this time, I said, well, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's start from the beginning. What we leave out, what we forgot to address. 911 dispatch. Then when you did your live, it added, I said, you know what? That's some of the things it was just that the beginning. You hit the beginning. That why that creek area. I mean, it was just so much you hit, and it was like, okay, I'm stuck there. So let me call John.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see what I'm missing, because I know I'm missing something. And he was doing his search that he always do, good for detail. Always, John is the best for detail. He's gonna catch something that you overlook, and he did, and that's what made the dispatch, everything pretty much tied in together. Now, pieces of puzzles are fitting. They're fitting. It opens up all the way possible abduction.
Yes.
It opens that up. It fits. It also it lets us know Candus was off that property.
Yes.
Okay. She's off the property. She was not there when Summer went missing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we do know by hearing the 911 dispatch and just what we see, we know she was not on that property. Now, is it possible she took Summer with her? Yes.
Yes.
So it opens up the abduction. It opens up Candus taking Summer off the property. This we can work with.
Right. And the thing that we're after is the why.
Yeah.
If she did do that, why?
Yeah.
What was it
looking
for?
At motive. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. And it goes to motive, correct.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where the accident theory can also come into play, because Summer went missing. Well, she didn't bring her back.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened to her?
Mm-hmm.
They say she went missing. This is their narrative.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the broad spectrum of the whole case is based on a missing person.
Or
So far.
right. Or since you left the kids there and depended on the boys to watch her, they didn't watch her. She had an accident. You came back, found your daughter deceased.
Yeah. A possible accident can occur as well. So opportunity for an accident. Yes.
Yeah.
Because if negligence plays a very important part in this, then that's going to fit in there too.
Yes, and that's why they keep painting that there are these great parents. Oh, we teach them. Don't do this. We scare her. No, don't. They keep emphasizing Candus. You can catch Candus in her interviews, and him push toward this to show us that they're great parents. Why you feel the need to keep pushing that y'all are great parents?
Right.
We just want to know what happened to the baby. You know what happened.
Because the flip side of the coin is that if y'all are such great parents, why is she missing?
Mm-hmm. Why is she missing? Thank you for catching that.
Yeah, no, and
It was a missing piece.
Yeah, thank you for bringing me back to the 911 call, because that was a piece of information. I'm being very honest. That was a piece of information I did not get or study enough to even link it to the work that I'm doing on the case. So when I found out from you, I said, you just reminded me about the 911 call. And I said, well, that makes sense. Wait a minute. You know, if she stated that she was out for a walk, came back and found her missing, well, how long was the walk? And at first it was a 10-minute walk or something like that. Oh, where did you go for 10 minutes if it was a walk? And now we find out from the news that there are different words to describe where she wasn't. It was an errand. It was a run. It was somewhere away from the property for a given time length that caused her child to go missing.
Exactly.
So now we're working with a 3-hour time factor, a 3-hour window. To say, could a child go missing in 3 hours? Absolutely. Could a child go missing in 2 minutes? Yes. It reminds me of the movie with Halle Berry. I think it was Kidnapped or something like that.
Oh, yes, it was good.
Yeah, she was on the phone talking to, I guess, her attorney in regards to child custody. It got deep on the phone. She was only on the phone for 2 minutes. And then she turned her head around where she had left her son sitting on the bench next to some folks. And that's all it took, because when she turned around, he was no longer there. Being abducted by the male and female that took him and put him in the car, and it was an outrageous car chase that she was in. But it happens that quick.
Yeah, please consider what you're thinking. What you say, D?
DB is saying, John Q, I'm done. Please consider what I'm thinking. You're the most methodical thinker I've found. Thank you for listening. Well, you're welcome, DB.
The stairway, the opening, is perfect for concealment. Even the authorities would never see the opening. Somebody asked if they checked every nick and cranny in the crawl spaces. Somebody asked Chris that, and I think he said yes. But they searched that house a lot of times, and different agencies came, out of town agencies, and searched that house and their property.
Yeah.
They did. So they might have DB, but people move bodies. We know that. We know people move locations. And we know somebody was off the property. So she could have been taken off the property if they haven't found her on it property.
Right.
Possible. Very possible.
Now the theory can also play as to say, if Candus took Summer with her, left the property for any given length of time, something happened to Summer. It was all of a sudden. She calls Don. Don tells her to put Summer in the shed. He's on his way home. Once you do that, call me, and then I'll tell you to call 911. And then I'll call 911. And then when Don took off to go back to the resident, which he did not go to the resident, he went straight to the shed off of Beach Creek Road. He went to that shed. He gave Chris a song and dance about checking that shed, whether he checked it or not. But let's just say Don went to the shed to get Summer, to take her out of the shed, and then continue with the timeline as to taking her where he left her, and then return to the house.
And that would explain why we keep asking, what in your heart, Don, led you straight to the shed? And we cannot get a real answer. We can't. There is no real answer of why he went straight to that shed. And we can factor in, he could have got the call earlier, possibly, which made him leave a little bit early. He possibly was at work when he got that call, and he left work early, and they planned and moved things and did everything, moved, like John said, from the shed. Once he got there, then when he got back, I think that's what makes that 5:30 stick out.
Right.
He thought he got there at 5:30 because he probably did.
Right.
He probably got there at 5:30.
He beat the police there.
He probably did at some point to do whatever he was doing. They was getting whatever they was getting together to make that call at 6:24 and 6:26.
Well, yeah, they had to make sure that the stranger abduction story was short, sweet, the most memorable. You really can't screw it up, kind of thing, And
make sure that baby was not on that property.
Exactly.
Got there.
Exactly, and that's why I did the line of sight videos on my channel, because it's another way of saying you took your eyes off your child and then she went missing. Where are the blind spots on the property? And that's what I began to work on.
Yep. And they busted open. They knocked the strange abduction on out. It really did. It really did. So that wouldn't have fit anyway. And think about if we would have went to the drawing board before then, we wouldn't even have considered.
It is very hard to consider after you blow it up like that. Yeah.
but that's why we keep going back over things, and we find things that we missed. And we really did.
And I agree with you, DB, that human smuggling is the most lucrative business in America right now, more so than drugs. And who's to say if that didn't happen to Classic and Sincere? In the same way, or Michael Vaughn out of Idaho, or Xavier Harrelson out of Iowa. They're taking these kids.
Yeah.
They're snatching them up.
They are. I say this all the time. What the hell? These kids they're not just vanishing. They're not just disappearing. It's not happening.
Yeah.
And what's going on?
These folks are taking advantage of people's complacency, if you will. They're laid back. They're in regular routines on a day-to-day basis. Who's to say that these predators are not studying them on a day-to-day basis, waiting for an opportunity to snatch these kids up? And then use them as either collateral for some kind of extortion, if that's part of the equation, or just to sell them off.
Right. And then to go back to Candus and Don, they've been telling us things from the very beginning, unconsciously, not trying to, but they have. We just haven't been listening to some of the things that they're saying, not saying. Yeah.
And the bigger spectrum of the trafficking is broad, it's wide, it's deep. You've got deep pockets paying for, different things around the world. And it's extraordinary to know that somebody in, let's say, a different country is willing to spend money for a child here in the United States somewhere that has a specific profile. Blonde hair, blue eyes, a young age. For whatever purposes that they want them for, whether it be for SA or just for the T, the regular trafficking, prostitution. I mean, you name it. I mean, it's a multi-level dynamic that they're working with, especially with those people that got deep pockets looking for the kids like that.
I did a video last year, a whole live on. It was Classic and Sincere and Trezelle's interest in Pizzagate. So I did a whole live on that. It was interesting. And it was a lot of information. This is, selling kids. That's how when Di said, well, who sells kids? I mean, I ain't never heard of that. Bruh, they've been selling kids for the end of time. Stop it.
Yeah.
Sure, they sell kids in the hood. They'll sell someone your child for a hit. You can use my child for a certain amount of time, and they go get high, and they'll come back and get their child. They've been doing this forever.
Yeah, they have been for a very long time.
Stop acting like you don't know. Yes, he knew. He knew. It's not new.
Yes, DB, I agree with you. They are using the desperation of poor folks to get involved for extra cash, and if they screw up, there are dire consequences because these people are ruthless.
He's admitted.
So there's a lot. There's a lot to this story that's still going to come out.
Yeah,
I believe it's going to happen in a very, quick time pace. We might hear something. Who knows, by next week.
Yeah.
In regards to the forensics coming back, because once that stuff does come back, then this case is going to shake. This case is going to shake.
I'm just waiting. I really want to know where the evidence is going to take us. I'm ready to find this baby, John. I'm ready to find this baby, and I want to know where this evidence is going to take us. I really want to know.
Yeah, because
I want to know who did it.
Yeah, and if they have to recover her in any way, shape, or form, once the autopsy and toxicology report gets done on whatever remains are found, they're going to know what happened in that light to Summer. And who knows? As this story unfolds, who knows? Is negligence going to be the thing that's going to be charged against Donald or Candus or her mother?
And they might be arresting multiples, not just one.
If you take a look at Candus's mother's daughter that went missing, 9 years ago, Candus's sister, how did that evolve? What happened there? Why did she go missing if she did go missing? Was it voluntary that she went missing and everybody says she went missing? Or was it just something about the family dynamic that she didn't want to be around anymore? So she left.
I got a video coming about her.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've been working. When I say I've been working,
I know you do.
I've been working.
Look what time it is now. I know.
Information has just been crazy. Even John Bonet.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just
this is mostly the time whenever I do casework, this is mostly the time I begin doing it. And I'll work and say I'll do 2 hours. It takes me into 4 hours because when you start to connect the dots, you lose track of time.
Yeah, you be so in it.
Yeah.
You be like, you got to jot that down because you don't want to lose that. You got to go back to that.
And that's why my lives are not like most other content creator lives, like for 1 hour or an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and a half. When you've got information to where you're connecting specific dots that you want people to really truly understand, then you have to take your time and walk people through your information as you put it together. Walk them with you through it so that they can understand what you did and how you got there.
I gotta start doing some of my videos on my laptop because some of my information is so much I cannot get it in the 30-minute clip. I can't break it down in a 30-minute clip no more.
30-minute clip is what is that, a commercial?
It's nothing to what's going on. It's not. So I'm having to go live more than I normally would like to. But I'm gonna try to talk to you about learning more about my laptop, how I can just, do my videos and upload them. Longer videos though, not maybe like hour videos, something like that. But we'll talk about it.
Yeah, because the last live I did was when I looked at the ending timestamp, I said, "What? I went 5 hours?" I said, I cannot put that live up there. So I know that when I finished it, I said, no one's gonna take the time to look at a 5-hour live, So I streamed it down to about 327. I got everything I wanted in the body of the live that I covered because the rest of the live was more commentary. I was reading the chat, which I wanted to take time out to do because that's something I have to get better at, is reading the chat, because I get so engaged with the presentation that sometimes I don't stop enough to actually read the comments in the chat.
Yeah, that's why I have to email you, but I know how you work. So that's why I was like, I'm just gonna shoot him a couple emails. He'll get it back at me when he get off.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I had Boss Blake right after your message, Boss Blake, Lady Queen, and a couple of others was just blowing up my phone. And I'm like, okay, I got devices going off around me while I'm doing the live and everything. And, that's why I had my phone on mute. And I said, well, I got to get back to Miss Queen on her 2 questions. I'll do that. And then call Boss Blake, which I did. And we stayed on the phone for about 20 minutes. And then I answered the others that came in. And I said, well, what time is it now? It's like, 5:15 in the morning. Okay. That's my usual time.
Oh, did you go live today?
No, this was yesterday. This was last night.
Okay.
Yeah. I turned around and I started seeing New York sun breaking through the windows. And I said, I know I stayed up late.
So you in New York?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm 1 hour ahead of you. Because it's almost 5 o'clock here, so it's 4 o'clock there, right?
It takes me 12 hours to get there, literally driving.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a drive.
Hey, Miss V is in the house. How you doing? How you doing, love? Miss V is in the house, just hanging out with Miss Queen and her dynamic team over here, covering the Summer Wells case. We're having a good time.
Great, John. We worked together and he found something that fit a puzzle that I was searching for. He busted wide open.
Yeah. So together, collectively coming together with our information, we can really fine tune a lot of the scattered parts that we're all working on.
Yeah.
And when I found that 31-second piece, that dialogue, I thought of you right away because I remembered you covering something, but I couldn't remember put my finger on it. And I said, she's got the answer. I know she's going to tell me. Let me give her a call right now. And sure enough, when you came up with the 911 call, I said, bingo, that fits.
Perfectly.
Because it creates, not really creates, but it reveals the more probable narrative that belongs to the story than the narrative that we've been given.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And why they don't even bring that up. They don't even address that. What they said on 911. It's like they forgot about that, Don and Candus.
And that's good. That's very good. That's so beneficial for the case, because the more they try to get ahead of the narrative that they created, they get lost in the details, and they got so much to remember.
Yeah.
And it creates a stress along with their missing boys, along with missing Summer, along with a broken household, along with things that they didn't expect to happen that did happen. That is dynamic stress. Forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
Who can endure purgatory like that? And for how long?
Exactly. And he sits Candus down, and he's all been in the spotlight since the beginning.
Yeah.
He let her come up for a little bit, but he puts her back, to the back.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Candus is sedated. She's got her weed and her drink, and she's trying to stay quiet.
Yep. He probably told her, you did enough. You brought Chris to our home.
Why did you come in contact with him?
Yes. What did you do? I got to fix this. Just try to lighten the mood, but now we gonna find this baby. We gonna really want this baby brought home, and I have faith where people and Don is really trying to downgrade and belittle the TBI and law enforcement, but I have faith because they got there soon enough to secure anything. Got all DNA. They got so much. I really have faith that they're going to come back with actual factual evidence. Now, whether it fits what their statement was to them is going to be, what Chris say, a bingo on them.
Yeah.
I hope it matches.
Yeah, so right now what we can expect is for Donald to continue to try to adjust the narrative as he goes forward.
Yes.
Maybe he'll remember a little bit more and then throw in a little bit more detail.
Yes.
That changes the narrative. So that's what they're looking for. They're looking for the subtle changes in his narrative right now. And I think that Chris is on to it. He did bring it up in his interview with the forensic statement analyzer when they were going over the phone call, and stated that I'm going to make a projection. He goes, and that when you hear him say that, he's on point. I'm going to make a projection. And he said, Donald is he's adapting. Donald is adapting.
Every time Chris and Steve go live, or even you, I've seen things change after your lives. And he'll come back, and a YouTuber asks him some questions, and he'll change his responses.
Yeah, and he's doing it slowly, so it doesn't get seen right away.
Yes.
But he just wants to make sure that he adds it to, I guess, give himself some kind of security to try to stick a Band-Aid on something that needs stitches.
Yeah, it does. Queen, do you have background investigation? How did you get into talking about crimes? You do a good job. Don't stop. I have a police science degree. I did a lot of we had to do like crime scene classes, actually hands-on DNA. We had a lot of things. So yeah, I have a degree in it. So yes, I do. But thank you.
Yeah, DB, John Q, where did Candy Cane deliver Jose to? Where is Jose? Where is Jose?
North Carolina, right? Yeah, I think
That's what they said. First he was gay, then he was cheating on his wife. Then Allie was jealous of Candus because of him. I mean, all these. That's why I did not get tossed up in that salad. Let me tell you. I wanted to take a look at this from the perspective as to looking at a crime scene, finding out what I needed to find out about a solid structured crime scene called The Resident, study the characters that live at the resident or the suspects of the resident, find out their movements about the resident, and then start to piece together what happened. Everybody else is talking about SA and personal relationships and all this other stuff.
They don't know.
Yes, too much, too hot.
Yeah. So I get what you're saying, and yeah, that's why I keep putting out little nuggets to my family, you know. And I talk to John, and I tell y'all, and I just put a little piece out there. Watch these distractions.
Yeah.
Look at the bigger picture. Don't get caught up in these distractions.
Definitely.
And most of everybody catch on to what I'm saying. You know, watch these distractions, because that's to take you off of what's really going on, what's really right there in front of our faces. And we get caught up somewhere else and deeper into, oh, the family came out and this happened to her, and they go deep.
Right.
You lose what is really important, finding Summer, and what they've already told us could possibly even lead us to her right now. But if we're somewhere else, we can't see it. So that's why I always tell people, it's cool to listen and take, listen and absorb it, and sit it down, but don't get distracted off of what we're doing. So, hey, MC baby. So I see a lot of people support, but that's totally fine. But people are not really paying attention to the information, the changes, what he said, what he's done, what Candus said and done, all of their interviews. Nobody's really breaking it down and paying attention. People just going off of some people just want to just run to get an interview. It's more to it than interview. I don't mind not getting no interview. I want to find what happened to the victim, what happened to this child, who was last with this person. Let's start there and work our way out.
Right
there. That's why I always start. Who was last with this person?
Right.
And I always work my way out.
And that's exactly where I started in looking at the case when I wanted to make a presentation. How did she go missing? Where was she? Who was she with? What time of day it was? Then the parents fell into place, relative, grandma fell into place, siblings, brothers fell into place, location, residents fell into place, terrain fell into place, then the roads fell into place, then the occupation fell into place. A lot of different parts and moving pieces started falling into place. I said, okay, now I have the family profile down. Now I've got to start to work out the narrative. Yep. Then you go to what is being told about it. And once you do that, then you try to bring the narrative and these people together to see if it fits.
And sometimes it don't fit right away.
Yeah, and this definitely didn't fit right away.
Nope. We had to take it apart, go back.
Yeah, exactly.
And start from scratch. And it worked though.
And the most important you bring up, I'm going to continue to repeat and always remember. You've given me sort of like a tattoo, a case tattoo, if you will, that I'll always keep on top of my table. And that is always start from the 911 emergency call, because that is the key to the case. So I thank you for that, Miss Queen.
Thank you, John.
There you go.
This is not our first case together, by the way, y'all. We did Classic and Sincere too, and that was very deep. We still searching.
And we're still waiting for the 911 call on that.
Yep.
That's where we would have started. Yeah. Without that 911 call, that's why the case went the way it did.
Yes, it did. Yep.
So much information could have been really analyzed and incorporated into the narrative that Trezell and Jacqueline brought up. And then right away, we could have seen what they said versus the 911 call said and put those pieces together to see if it fit.
Exactly. So basically, just to overview what we ran over tonight, and for those who missed it, y'all can go back to the beginning. But we addressed the 911 dispatch call that Don stated, which was completely different than what we started from, because a lot of people came in on the news medias where Candus was stating that she was planting flowers with her mom in summer, and then she took her inside after she got a piece of candy from grandma. Took her inside, had the boys tell her keep an eye on her. She went back to the camper between 2 and 10, because she changed in between those time, between 2 and 10 minutes. Summer vanished. She went back. They said she was downstairs. She couldn't find her. Summer was gone. So that's where we started at. But we took everything apart. We went back. So if you go back to the 911 dispatch call, when me and John are addressing tonight, it gives a whole nother narrative.
Yeah, a different perspective.
Yes, a whole different other perspective of what happened. Who was really on. We find out that Candus was not on that property when Summer Wells went missing. And that's very important. It opens up the abduction theory. And would nobody known if the dogs barked if Summer was left at that house? That opens that wide up. Nobody would know anything who got her. And it opens up if she took some off that property and went somewhere.
Right. And it also includes and incorporates a negligence, a very heavy negligence.
Yes, either way.
Evidence of that can be seen and heard through the statement that Candus made, stating that she went to the the hippie shop, CBD, and so
people hated me for that. Oh, she didn't get no CBD. She didn't get no CBD. She just got some vapes out of there. Okay. No, if they'll like me or not. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say.
So also with the police doing blood tests during the time that they were doing the search, only to find out that Candus's test did come back positive. However, I did get a piece of information that I had to incorporate. I just got it tonight.
All right, go ahead.
That when they were tested, Candus wasn't the only one positive.
Ha! But hold on, but look. You know what's so funny about that? Because I promise you, my first breakdown off of Chris and Don's interview, I said, it's funny how Don Wells quick to say Candus DNA test give us her results, but not your results or anybody else's results. You just gave hers. Yeah, I pointed that out a long time ago. Right. I'm glad you confirmed it. Thank you. This number confirmation.
I mean, all you have to do is take a still shot, a picture of Donald, and you could actually see in his facial demeanor that it's not only stress and work and the hours and the amount of time that he says that he works. When he made that phone call, oh, y'all are going to the swimming hole. Oh, I might as well stay at work. There's nothing else for me to go to the house for, so I'll just stay at work. And when he gave that explanation to Chris, I said, oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
God said he stated he was clean, John.
What's that?
God said Don stated that he was clean.
Okay. And,
we heard.
and Goddess, if you got that information from Donald, I believe it.
He's laughing because we know he lied. We know he lied about that. We know. I just find it funny that he just would drop Candus under the bus like that. multiple times. That's not the only time.
Mm-hmm.
Times. All of that, we look at all of it, everything, changes, everything.
Yeah,
It's a
and
lot to observe.
there's much more and many more things to come from
Yeah.
this case because it's coming so fast now.
Yeah, it's hard to keep. I can't get to another. I'm talking about I can write and document and do research, but I can't get it out because every time I look around, something else pops off with this case. And I have to sit what I'm doing down and get right back to it because I don't want to lose finding her because I feel like we're so close.
Right. And then again, too, you also want to make sure that that additional piece of information, that new information that you're trying to incorporate into your investigation doesn't change the whole narrative all over again. Then you got to tear it apart and then start restructuring it again in order for that new information to fit properly.
Mm-hmm. I
Yes.
think, John, this was a really, I think we had a really good spot in this case. I really do. And I don't feel we're going to have to break nothing else down because it leaves everything
Out in the open. It's on the table. Yeah, it's definitely
but
on
it's
the
nothing.
table.
We waiting on law enforcement to plug in the rest.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. And I thank all the content creators for keeping this story hot on YouTube
Definitely.
as we all strive to and work hard to keep these cases out there because it does put pressure on law enforcement in a very direct way on social media to say, we're watching you and I know that you're watching us.
Yes. And it keeps pressure.
Yeah.
And whoever is the assailant in this case.
That's it. Pressure bust pipes.
Yes. So it keeps them on their toes. They know we watching. So does law enforcement. And I believe they watching too.
Oh yeah.
They watch it.
Yeah. 24/7.
Yeah.
Big brother don't sleep.
No, they don't. And something, we're going to hear something soon. And
Yeah.
I feel it's going to be a recovery, but it's okay. Long as she's brought home, John, I'm okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Me
okay
too.
with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. And then, making sure that the people that were involved in causing this to happen are held accountable.
Yes, definitely. Oh yeah, I'm gonna throw a fit when that come out and he's not. Whoever it is, she, he, it, whoever it is. Oh yeah, that's when it gets. Yeah, right now we're not really accusing. We just possibilities and pointing out facts and possibilities and theories. Okay, but yeah, we don't know who did it, so we're not saying who did it, who did this, who did that. But once that comes back and they make an arrest, oh yeah, we're gonna say, yeah, you did. You going down. You going down. So I can't wait.
Yeah, definitely. But it was a pleasure, being on your platform once again, working with you as a team and going over casework and taking a look at a very unique way that you and I work together and how we can forensically take apart certain pieces of information and then re-click them back to make them work like we did tonight.
Perfect.
With the 911 call, the lie that Candus told Chris at the swimming hole, the lie that Candus told Chris at the resident.
Y'all check that out, please. Y'all go back, check out. John found a completely 1000% blatant lie from Candus Wells to Chris. Y'all go back. He points it out. It's in a 30-second clip. He gonna play it for y'all. So please, y'all, don't miss it. Go back and listen for yourself. Don't take our word for it. Listen.
Yeah, because when you do that, you will hear it. You will hear it, and you'll get a tingle in your mind, and it'll go through your body, and you'll say, "Oh my goodness, wait a minute," and you'll feel your entire cadence change as to what we've been told so far by both Candus and Donald.
Yes, John had me on the phone screaming. I was screaming because I've been waiting for this certain piece and I didn't know where I was gonna find it. Like, and I was stuck in this one spot. In that call, it was like, that's it. That's it. So yeah, I was so glad we got it to a good point in this case tonight. We really did. We really did. Thank you.
Yes. No, thank you. Thank you. You know, we just take the time to connect, even though it was at a, later hour than you wanted to do the live. But still in all, you and I have a very serious work ethic. When we say we're going to do something, we just get out there and do it.
Yeah, we don't care how late it is. I don't care. I say when I'm leaving the shop, when I get home, I'm gonna do it.
That's it.
That's it. And it was something else I wanted to tell you. I can't think of what it is. Oh, we're gonna still work on that 3-hour timeline.
Yes.
Well, yes. Yeah. Yes. Because we have a little theory we're working on.
Yeah, because there are different pieces of that same live where I did catch the lie. Later on in that interview that Chris did with Candus, that I'm starting to put together and seeing if that dynamic works based upon what she tells Chris in regards to what she had told Don. Later, yeah. Because there's an element there. They did have a conversation, and trying to get that piece synchronized from the news clipping that they both did, because that's where it is. The next piece from Chris's interview, I'm finding, is leaning into that first news interview that they did together when they first told the story.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm bringing that into the mix. And this will expose a bigger lie, because that's something that they didn't mention in the news reporter clip that they did mention to Chris. And once you have those two pieces to compare and you can hear it for yourself, then you'll see the whole thing begin to expose the lie. They're hiding. These folks are hiding, unfortunately, but they're hiding. It's sad.
Yeah.
It is really sad. And I know that this is a very hard time for them. Their lives are being exposed right before their eyes on social media and personally, spiritually, mentally, physically being challenged by this on a day-to-day basis. But yet they put themselves here. They created this to begin with. This just didn't pop up like, Candus says, I woke up and she was gone, so
there was ongoing problems as well, within the mix.
Yeah.
But I'm going back in the, I already told you what I got coming soon and what we're working on. But one more thing I want to ask you, because I know you winding down. Something stuck out at the whole too, something Chris said that never left me, and it's still in the back of my head. He was talking about, now if you remember when she first got there, her walking towards that hole, it's like she experienced some trauma. Everything slowed down.
Right.
And you could tell there's something that reminded her of something. It did something to her. And she didn't have that experience at that house, John.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't have that body language, everything she was going through at that hole, she was not showing at that house. So
right.
that really stuck out, and it made me, think I might need to go deeper off in certain places to search.
Right. Right. And there was a narrowing of her mind when she stated that things began to slow down, in her mind, like things were moving in slow motion.
Yeah.
It's her mind actually telling her the truth versus the lie. It's almost like a struggle. You're trying to figure out which one you're actually going to tell. and it's a narrowing of the mind
Yes.
when things slow down. Yeah. You know, am I going to go to the left, or am I going to go to the right? Wait a minute. Let me slow down and take my time, and then go into this this middle area where she was neutral. I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's and once you think about it, if anybody like me or you, anybody in the chat that experienced some type of trauma,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna be shit. You know, it's gonna come over you. Going back to a certain place, it's gonna overwhelm you. It's gonna shake you up a bit. And so that just makes me wonder. You know, it brings questions for me, and that's why, you know, I'm not just going to Jonesboro. I will be going to that place as well.
The word that I come up with about that slowing down, that narrowing of the mind, the only word that I can come up that would describe that, now that you bring that up, is from is from the movie. It's from a movie called Deja Vu.
With Denzel.
Yeah, with Denzel.
Yes.
Okay, but now I'm meaning deja vu almost to say she was experiencing something that it may have felt like she was experiencing again.
Mm-hmm.
That
Perfect.
kind of slow motion.
Perfect.
Deja vu.
Like something happened. I've been here before.
Right. Bingo. That deserves a bingo card.
Yes. So that I'm going back. Because and I watched for that, and I went back and looked. I didn't see none of that she displayed at that hole. Everything was smooth sailing. She got kind of stuck and slipped and lied, but it wasn't that physical. Yeah, it was not that at that hole. It was a whole different ball game, which is like makes me think. Well, could something have possibly started happening here?
Yeah.
Did we miss something here? So that's what takes me back just a little bit. Is her response there? Because she couldn't help it, and she almost like she wanted to stop. I can't do this. Did you hear her say that?
Yeah.
I can't do this. I mean, it was that bad, John.
Yeah.
It was that bad. She couldn't even do it. So that's what's like, are we missing something?
Yeah. So to study, to study folks's, words, tonality, body language, cadence. There's a lot of biodynamics, if you will, that you have to really pay attention to and look at, and then piece together. Does the words fit the body? Are they congruent? Or is there more animation, waving of the arms and trying to explain something? And you got a lot of physical movement going on.
Yes.
It reveals a lot of tension, a lot of stress.
A lot of convincing. It's almost like this is not true, but I really want you to listen. I'm telling you the truth. Listen.
I truly want you to believe me. Yeah.
Please.
Yes. I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of that. She showed it.
That's what she expressed.
Yes, she did. But not at the house.
Yeah,
not like that.
She was more more laid back at the house a little bit, but the stress it was still there. It began to show up more as they entered that house because she didn't know what he was going to say, or she didn't know what he was going to expect of her, because most people would think, your house is an extension of who you are. It represents a lot of how you think, how you live, where you dwell, kind of thing. So it's a very personal thing. People know that because, we all have our places that we live. We all have the things in it that we have from our choices. And when we have other people, whether they be friends or relatives or even strangers, we want to make sure that we're seen and our home is seen in a good light.
Yes.
and that we're respected in that light.
Yeah.
Whether you have pictures on the wall or your credentials from your profession, your children's room, your bathroom. Folks go in your bathroom and start opening up cabinets and start finding all kinds of stuff.
They do.
Where's the toilet paper? Where's the toilet paper? I can't find no toilet paper. You in there looking for something? Yeah, the toilet paper.
Where we live, that scrap metal is so valuable. Yeah, so it really opens up a lot. And yeah, her anxiety level went down, but she was a little bit too comfortable. She slipped up and lied,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She was nervous, but she tried to get a little comfortable because she was away from the traumatic area where she displayed the most anxiety. And then she got so tried to be too comfortable. She just got caught up in her lie.
Right.
And then that's when she kind of tensed up.
And like you said, they're also going to factor that in. If it was a high tense moment, more so at the swimming hole than it was at the house, then it would lead you to believe that something did happen at that swimming hole that is not being revealed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all that's gonna come out with them with everything we talked about. It's going to come out, and the police are watching. And Chris said he turned everything he got into law enforcement. So they're going to, go over whatever, they're going to look at what he got. That's just like us calling it a tip if we figure something out.
Right.
It's the same thing. So
exactly.
Yeah. I think Chris did great work. So shout out to Chris, shout out to Steve, shout out to John.
Shout out to Miss Queen.
Shout out to y'all, because
shout out to y'all.
Give us great points, great ideas, great places to look. Y'all see things too that sometimes we don't even see.
And bring to our attention certain things we need to take a look at. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple of things y'all said that we're gonna take a look at actually tonight. So yeah. That wasn't normal, Chris. Stay cool though.
Well, I'm going to say goodnight to your chat.
All right.
Everybody's been wonderful as usual. And make sure you hit that like button for Miss Queen. She stayed up well past her regular time to be with you, and then to have made contact with me to be with you all, to share with you a lot of the developments as to our collaboration on this case. And so I give much love to all of you still hanging out with us. It is now 5:30 in New York, and wherever you are,
4:30.
that is the time in your zone. So with that said, much love to everybody. Much love to you, Miss Queen.
Yes,
we will continue to connect, and I'll let you close out your live.
Oh, when you going live again? Or when's your next?
My next live will be on Sunday, covering the Baby Mackenzie case that I'm working on with Miss Q Carlock.
Who was that?
Yeah, she's a content creator.
Oh, okay. I'm about to tune in. Okay.
Yeah, and we're working with a family that has got a very, very interesting and extraordinary case of a 3-month child that nearly.
That's the one that was beat.
Yes. That's the one. That's the one.
All right, I'm gonna have to be ready for that. But okay.
Yeah. So I've got my desk stacked with what I've been covering. I'm going to be revisiting the Cash Gurnan case because that's still an active case.
Yes.
Moving forward. Classic and Sincere is still on my desk. I'm trying to give a push to the Bakersfield Police Department to give us an update. So I've been working on that, along with, obviously, Summer Wells on her case to bring it to where it is today, and then begin to fine-tune a lot of the new information as it becomes available to us. And then obviously working with you and other content creators as well.
Yes. Yes, and I'm going to Yeah, we're juggling multiple cases, but we're making it. Yes, y'all go subscribe to John Q. I put his name of how it's gonna come up on YouTube in the comment section. So in the chat. So that's where you can go to subscribe to him. Yes, please subscribe to him. He's great in detail. He's great on these cases, and he's my number one guy that I work with on YouTube.
Thank you.
But yes, always. Thank you.
Yes,
for
and
saying
you're
that.
welcome. Have a good one, and we'll chat. We'll chat by phone.
All right. Talk to
All
you
right,
later.
love.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out and getting all this information that me and John worked on and that we have went back to and pointed and found out. So I thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. I have a John Bonet video coming. Maybe we'll be finding her killer soon if that person's not already deceased. But I have a video coming soon. John Bonet. We got Michael Vaughn dropping soon. Steve and Chris Breakdown Part 2 coming. It's just, we got a lot that we're working on. So y'all just stay tuned. Make sure y'all check the community wall. I posted a couple of things, but I also shown it here in the live this morning, whatever. Yeah, this morning. I showed that as well. What I discovered today, I want to show y'all and address it. And then what else? I think that's pretty much it. So, but me and John are working on this 3-hour gap because we have a theory, this gap of what took place with Summer. So y'all stay tuned for that, filling in this gap. That's true, guys. We might. Kenny feels like an accident. It really does. So it's yeah. And it's very possible. But now we got more facts because it was right there all along. We was just not looking in the right place because, sometimes we get caught up in this one area and people are telling us to look here. And we're not looking where we need to be looking. So sometimes we get caught up and that's okay. That's how when things don't make sense and you can't piece stuff together and if it just don't fit and it just don't make sense. Yeah, like tear it down, start over. And that's what we did. And we found what we missed and what we overlooked and what we didn't see. And we wanted to share and bring that with y'all. And I also shared with y'all a couple of things that I had to say about Don and all this extra stuff he's doing in the beginning. Before John came on, I wanted to express and address some lies and deceiving that I felt Don Wells was doing. And I didn't want my supporters that I care about to get caught up in the hype of things y'all see. So I always tell y'all, when the police drop anything, I put on my community wall to let y'all know, be leery of what they want us to see, what they want us to look at, what Don Wells is pushing. Because if the sheriff said, if he did not put it out, don't believe it. Okay? And also go back in your brains. These rumors started floating when these people in this circle, it hasn't been cleared yet, have started talking. So if law enforcement is coming out telling you the rumors that we know where they came from is not true, that says a lot in itself. So just be leery. You can look and take in the information, but just, don't be so caught up and say that's fact until we hear from law enforcement. And then that's what we'll say, well, that's a fact. That's 100%. That's 1,000. That's what it is. If we don't hear from the sheriffs, law enforcement, TBI, then we cannot put our stamp on it. We can theorize. We can have our opinions. We can throw out possibilities. But we cannot say certain things is not fact if it's not fact. But tonight, we point out some facts of lies. And, we want to bring that to y'all so y'all can see what we see. And that's about it. I love y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out with us this morning. We want to be people of our word. no matter how late it was, to still go live. So the people that are asleep, I'm sorry. You're gonna see this when you get up. I still came live though. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I was late. I was hours at the shop. Y'all know how it is. Women and other people there. It just takes a long time. But I apologize, and I still wanted to give y'all this information. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Be expecting the video. Found her, but she's passed away. But thank you. Found who? Oh, was that insurance policy on summer fact or rumors? Good question. I don't know for sure. Let me say that. I personally don't believe that is true. I believe that is a rumor. But I will look into that. I've heard that, but I have seen no fact anywhere that supports that. So let me say that. I have not seen no facts to support that. But that's a good question. I heard that in the beginning. And I've never seen anything to support that baby having life insurance policy taken out of her. So that is an alleged rumor. But no information that Don or Kent has not said anything about that. They haven't confirmed anything. And neither has law enforcement. Thank you, just roll with it. Thank you, hon. Sorry it's a little long, but it's a lot of great information. I don't want you to miss it. I don't want you to miss not nothing. So go back. The lady who saw her policy was on Facebook saying that. Who was this lady? And when was this? She said she sold the policy to Candus. My email and contact information is in the description. I will look into that. I'm not gonna put my stamp on it because people can come out and that happens a lot. People come out and say things and we find out. We'll see if it's on Facebook. Okay. So I would definitely look into that and see, because since the beginning I haven't heard that rumor no more. I have not heard it. I haven't seen either Donna say, yes, I got a policy out on her. But I did do a video on if there was a policy. If you go back, I know it's a lot of videos, but if you go back, I did do an insurance policy video breakdown. If they did take a policy out on her, they would not be able to even get anything for at least, I think, between 7 to 10 years. I think it's 7 years, or until that body is found deceased. And it's certain stipulations too. So I read the stipulations for insurance policy on missing persons. So you can check that out too if you would like. But yeah, send that to me or the name. I'll look it up and I'll go from there. Definitely, Rebecca. I know they're building this case. They let us know. I mean, like I said, y'all check out for me while I post all the law enforcement clips, and you can see everything that they are still on. It's not a cold case. Not going to be a cold case. They're on it heavy, and they're coming out and addressing a lot of rumors, and they're shutting them down. So, I think they shut down 2 rumors so far. 2. That's been out. Awesome, guys. Yes, do that. Have I heard anything with the remains they found near there? I actually have it. I need to share it to my YouTube. I have a lot of stuff that when I was researching today, that I sent to my Facebook. I don't know why I sent to my Facebook, but I meant to send it to my YouTube. No, there's no clarification on that, but they said they have to do a investigation to tell us who it is, but they have not confirmed who the remains are. They have not confirmed it yet. I've been watching. Yes, I know about the remains from today. Actually, let me see. I might pull it up real quick. Well, I got a couple minutes. I don't know who this is, but whatever. All right, let's go to my Facebook. Skeletal remains found in Dandridge under investigation. It's got to be what I think you're referring to. Yes, that was 6 hours ago. Yeah, posted today, August 13th. Today's Friday 13th too, y'all. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office is investigating today after skeletal remains were found on Socrates Road in Dandridge. The Sheriff's Office reported that their cadaver, K9, has been searching the area this morning. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigation Division will be investigating this discovery. No other details were immediately available. And this is a developing story. And that's it. That's all they're giving us. So they're investigating about the body, the remains they found. As soon as they know, we'll know. But y'all already know I'm trying to stay on it. I'm going to stay on it. I'm going to stay on it. Let me see. Is there anything else? Yeah, I got a Rose Marie Black video coming, so don't trip. Because that's a little weird, too. Let me see if there's anything else that I needed to share with y'all. No, I think that's it. But yeah, so y'all just be lyric. Like I said, of everything. Definitely, we're gonna, always look and watch and observe things. But just keep in mind that if it's not from law enforcement, do not let someone trick you into believing that it's 100%, because it's easy to be distracted. And I don't want y'all to be tricked or anything like that, or dumbed down, or have you thinking something is fact and it's not. So I just want to keep that in mind, because a lot of things are floating out here right now. Okay. And when I catch it, I'll try to put up on the wall so you can see what I'm referring to. So just be careful, taking the information, but definitely just keep in mind, if law enforcement did not come out and confirm this information, do not assume it is fact. Just keep that in the back of your mind. And that will help us actually to find something if we try to stick to like facts, and kind of throw a little possibility and theorize, but stick to what we pretty much know. He is under force somewhere. Rebecca, y'all think he went to North Carolina? You think he did? Well, I think you're talking about another person, Rebecca. It's been a couple of missing people been discovered. It's not just one, baby. It's been a couple. One of them was one is close to where I want to say downwards, and another one we know it was a male. We're not talking about the male. We're talking about another remains that they haven't confirmed if it was anybody, a male, woman, child, nothing. It's a whole nother remains has been discovered. So bodies are turning up. Also, before I get off here, if anybody's going to be in Kingsport or Rogersville next weekend, I'll let y'all know for sure if I'm gonna leave Friday or Saturday. But yeah, I'm in Tennessee. I'll be driving just a couple of hours back to Kingsport, Rogersville to do some searching. Places that are red flag to me that I feel the need to search. If you want to, you feel free to. And and it'll be next weekend. If someone hasn't turned up by then, it'll be next weekend. So y'all feel free if y'all in the area to join. Yeah, y'all can feel free. And I don't see a lot of people passing out flyers, so that's also something I'm trying to add on my plate is passing out flyers, because I don't really see no flyers being passed around. I don't really see that. So I'm trying to get flyers done, because on the weekends up there, they have the D&D print company closed. So when I was up there 2 weeks ago to go print some of the flyers, they was closed. They only open Monday through Friday. So, and I can't be up there Monday through Friday because I work. So I can only be up there on the weekend. So I'm going to try to get my flyers for summer printed off here in Nashville, and then I'll just take them up there. You in Alabama? Okay, so you're not far. I know there's a couple of people that are actually in Tennessee that I subscribe to, and a lot of people are in the down south area that are really close. So yeah, like I'm like just 4 hours from them. So yeah, I can like hop on a road when I get off work Friday and stay all weekend, get a room. And that's what I've been doing. So yeah, because I've been going back and forth up there during this case. So yeah, I'm gonna head back. Okay, YouTube, perfect. So it'll be next weekend. We're going to be searching. For this baby. But thank y'all for staying up and bringing the morning in with us. I have some real love for John. He's a wonderful person. Y'all, please, if y'all not subscribed, go subscribe to John Q. I respect him as a content creator, as a person, as a human being. Like I say, this is not my first rodeo with him. We worked the Cal City Boys case together, and it was great. It was great. So y'all, please go subscribe to him. Definitely, yes, y'all. I will definitely. You will be there on camera. More than spirit, baby. On camera. I'm not gonna leave y'all. I want y'all to see everything that's going on. Okay, as much as I can. Always, I want y'all to see everything I'm doing as much as I can. So you know I'm gonna keep y'all informed. Every time I go up there, I keep y'all informed of what I'm doing. But yeah, so y'all go subscribe to him. Thank y'all. I love y'all. Thanks, Queen. Talking about I found you. Oh, well, welcome. Thank you for being here. Make sure you subscribe to John Q too. He is great. You will enjoy his content on this case and in many cases. Yeah, in many cases. But I will see y'all guys later on today. Be expecting another video. I'll give it to y'all later on tonight. I'm trying to overwhelm y'all with a bunch of information. Okay, great, guys. Great. So I'm going to have to get your information sometime this week, before this weekend, so we can definitely hook up and we get some boots on the ground, and look from certain spots that might have been missed, and just research a couple of places. But thank y'all, and y'all have a wonderful night. I love y'all. Peace.